Well, it's not a privileged motion. A privileged motion would have made it, we had to be up in 2 days, and we would have actually stayed in Washington. So she sort of, it's a chess move, really, in a world of checkers. She can sort of pull it anytime she wants. And so, it's a strategic move on Marjorie's part to do that. She's unhappy with Speaker Johnson, obviously, as a lot of us are. So but when myself and Matt Gaetz and Nancy Mace and a few of the others, and Luna and Eli Crane and Rosendale and Bob Good and the rest of us, when we did it before, we knew absolutely positively that we would have a Republican in that speaker's chair. Now, with another member deciding to leave yesterday, we could be handing the gavel over to Hakeem Jeffries. So there's a lot of, as President Bush would say, strategery in this. And I talked to Marjorie yesterday about it, and she's not moving with it. It's just there, and it's in place, and she can pull the trigger when she wants to.
I'd like to get back to the Oversight Committee hearing this week. This testimony pulled back even more layers surrounding President Biden's alleged involvement in his son's business dealings. What did you learn from Mr. Bobulinski and Mr. Galanis on Wednesday? What are the next steps this committee will take or needs to take?
Well, Tony Bobulinski is an excellent witness, former naval officer. He does all this without notes. He can name times, places, dates, amounts of money, who was in the room, who was on the phone, everything about it. And he's an excellent witness. They don't want anything to do with him. That's why you don't really hear the lamestream media talk much about him. They always talk about somebody else who is discredited or somebody in jail. And this guy's clean as a houndstooth. So what I learned was the involvement of Joe Biden with the communist Chinese. That was my line of questioning. And I just teed it up, and Mr. Bobulinski just ran with it. And the truth is that Joe Biden did profit from communist Chinese. The group was crooked, and they weren't all Hunter Biden. I don't know what his qualifications were, except maybe hookers and crack cocaine. All he did was provide a name, and as Bobulinski said, he's the guy that coined the phrase 10% for the big guy that was told in the meeting. So he's the one that ties it straight to Joe Biden, and he did. And now, but we still don't have the votes to do it. I hope that we vote on it anyway, because I'm tired of all these congressmen going home and telling their people, I'll vote to impeach Joe Biden. He's crooked. Then they come back here and wink and nod and say, I ain't going to do it.
Congressman, one of the highlights from the hearing this week came when Mr. Bobulinski was grilled by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Apparently, the two of them have very different understandings of the RICO Act. Watch this.
Did you witness the president commit a crime? Is it your testimony today?
Yes.
And what crime?
Corruption statutes, RICO, and conspiracy.
What is it? What is the crime, sir?
You
specifically.
You asked me to answer the question. I answered the question.
No.
RICO, you're obviously not familiar with. Corruption statutes.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. RICO is not a crime.
So RICO's not a crime. Your thoughts, Congressman?
Well, that's what they're charging President Trump with. All the mobsters and all the bikers that are in jail on RICO charges. I hope they're watching this and saying, hey, I need to get me another attorney. I need to get out of jail, because it absolutely is a crime. And, it's just the charade of Washington. I said, Bozo the clown called and said, hey, I need to re-up my credentials. These guys are making clowns look bad, because that's all this is. It's just a clown show. You got Navarro, who's thrown in prison for not showing up for a meeting, yet Hunter Biden doesn't show up for a legitimate subpoena when the others weren't even legitimate, and he gets to walk. There's two sets of justice in this country, and that's what happens when 20 million Americans decide to not go vote because of a mean tweet. And that's why we got this guy who can't even find the soft serve ice cream machine in the White House as our commander in chief. We're the laughing stock of the world. This budget thing, if that doesn't prove it to you, folks, you need to get out and vote. We got to change this country. We are going to lose our country, and it's our own fault.